Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching this from. Do apologise, this is a couple of days yet, but this is my final one Spanish Grand Prix review. But I will be doing my Austrian Grand Prix preview, and obviously in the same video, because we do have a triple header in Europe. This is the second of our triple header to Austria, then next week we'll be done to Britain, of course. And But Spanish Grand Prix, we saw Max Verstappen win the Spanish Grand Prix. Not easy, didn't win it easy then. Lando Norris was chasing Verstappen down, closing Verstappen down, and the only one to be, he was the only one who was on the challenge Max Verstappen for the race win in Spain. But this is good. Because for me, it shows Max Verstappen didn't have the fastest car. Lando Norris got the fastest lap in the straights. Lando Norris got the fastest lap. Max Verstappen did not have the fastest car. So when are we going to start showing respect to Max Verstappen for winning without having the best car? Because they're definitely having the struggles at the moment, Red Bull, despite this probably still hard on a win, the Constructors and Drivers' Championship. Because I still think it's a bit yet for anyone to challenge, in my opinion. But who knows? It's still a non-season, to be fair. But when are we going to start showing respect to Max Verstappen? Because I'm telling you now, Lewis Hamilton needed a dominant car. Needed a dominant car in Mercedes. I'm talking facts here. Needed a dominant car. And people don't say, you just have an agenda against Hamilton for no reason. I don't have an agenda against Hamilton, but I'm sorry. Hamilton needed a dominant car, a dominant Mercedes car to dominate. Wow, Max Verstappen, he's not winning races easy, is he? He's not winning races easy, and he's not winning races with the best car. So when are we going to start showing respect? And for me, Max Verstappen he's one special driver. He's one special driver, ability-wise. He's got the ability of Ayrton Senna, and he's got the mentality of Michael Schumacher. I've always said it about Max Verstappen. I've always said it about him. It's just a shame that his teammate is letting him down in Sergio Perez. Which I'm going to get onto now. Sergio Perez, who finished in 8th, he had a bad qualifying, then Perez, which is supposed to be the best car on the grid. For me, I think it's done all stale for Perez at Red Bull. And Red Bull have decided to keep him on. Decided to keep Sergio Perez on. But I'm sorry, that's a negative move from Red Bull. I really do think that's a negative move from Red Bull, keeping Perez. I really do. I actually feel now they could be. I actually think now it might not be 2026. It might actually be a year earlier. It might be next year, where Red Bull are finished at the top of F1 in terms of competing at the top of F1. No, I really do feel that, because there's a lot of background noise going on at Red Bull. Zach Brown, Toto Wolff, digging themselves in, saying, "Oh, more team members than you, Red Bull." Horner's not taking Yankee to that either. Something's happening. Something is happening at Red Bull. And Helmut Marko, that's the final key, in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, I think Christian Horner's been a really good team principal for Red Bull, but I will say Helmut Marko and Adrian Newey have been a massive part to Red Bull. Adrian Newey's even. We don't know Max Verstappen's future at Red Bull still, because Mercedes have still not ruled it out getting Max Verstappen in. But I think Mercedes are all in for their future of Andre Antonelli, who's driving in F2. If Helmut Marko leaves Red Bull, they're finished, in my opinion. They're finished at top F1, even if Verstappen does stay at Red Bull. Because yes, we will, he has still needed the car, Max Verstappen, I will say that. But we need to give him respect. We need to give him respect. He has won a Grand Prix when he wasn't the fastest car on the grid. And people will say, oh, 2.2 seconds was still a lot. Not really. Because Norris was closing him down. He just left it a bit, Norris, didn't he? Norris did get held up by George Russell at the first stint as well, where it took a while to overtake George Russell. If he would have overtook Russell earlier, then I think Norris would have actually won the Grand Prix, in my opinion. And but still good for Lando Norris. Still good. I know he qualified on pole. He seems to have a chance, Lando Norris. I don't know what it is with Norris, but I think he's better chasing the driver down, Lando Norris. But whenever he's on pole, he just seems to can't handle the pressure of being on pole, Lando Norris. But to be fair, he didn't get off to a good start, did he? George Russell used to tour, didn't he? Tour off the line on Norris and Verstappen to take the lead at Grand Prix. But fair look at Mercedes though. We've seen improvements in Mercedes as well. That's where we need to see Mercedes back on the podium consistently and back chancing for wins. But the thing is with Mercedes, just in these regulations, just seem to leave it too late, don't they? Mercedes to get themselves back where they should be. But Lewis Hamilton, a solid try from him to finish on the podium. And to finish third, George Russell finished fourth despite taking the lead into the first corner of the race. He's just reckless though, George, isn't he? George Russell just can be reckless, which does cost him in races. A bit like Charles Leclerc, we'll move on to now. Charles Leclerc. The thing with Charles Leclerc and George Russell, they've got something in them, haven't they? They have got something, but their just recklessness just costs both drivers of achieving anything in F1. It really does. Despite Ferrari's upgrades, they were poor. Just the same old Ferrari in Spain. So 5th and 6th for them. Piastri finished 7th. Perez finished 8th. I won't spoke about Perez. Alpine are now continuing their improvements. Alpine as well, which was expected. I did say, I know I keep repeating myself. I did say after the first race, I know everyone's like, look at Alpine, what a mess they're in. But I did say they will definitely improve that car and get themselves back into the top 10 contention, which they have with both drivers, Gasly and Ocon. Hulkenberg finished 11th, Alonso finished 12th. Quite surprised by Alonso and Aston Martin. I thought Aston Martin would have been strong in Spain. Zhou Guanyu finished 13th, which is quite good for Zhou Guanyu, isn't it? Lance Stroll 14th, Ricardo 15th, Bottas 16th, Madsen 17th, Albon 18th, Tsunoda 19th, and Sargent 20th. So not a great weekend for these cars off RB. But yes, have a look at what it means for the driver standings and the constructor standings. So the constructor standings, Red Bull got a 60-point lead over Ferrari. I think Red Bull are running away now, constructors in my opinion. Unless McLaren can overturn that massive lead, because I think McLaren seems to be the only team that can probably challenge Red Bull, in my opinion, for race wins. Especially with McLaren's progression at the moment they've made over the years. Mercedes are in 4th, pulling away from Aston Martin. Aston Martin 5th, RB in 6th. Alpine now move up to 7th. And Alpine will now chasing down these cars off RB, which is where Alpine should be. You know what? I think Alpine could even get 5th by the end of the season. Honestly, after their bad start. Haas are in 8th, Williams in 9th, and Sauber, still the only team yet to store points. In terms of the driver standings, then Max Verstappen has a 69 point lead, which is not a big gap, is it? Which is not a big gap because it only takes one DNF from Max Verstappen, and Lando Norris wins a couple of races ahead of him, and we may have a title race on. But Norris in second. Norris does move up to second for the first time, I think it's in his career, in terms of driver standings. Leclerc third, Sainz fourth, Perez fifth, Piastri sixth, Russell seventh, Hamilton eighth, Alonso ninth, Tsunoda 10th. But it's interesting now because Piastri, Russell, and Hamilton will think to themselves, we can close the gap on Sergio Perez. In terms of the other page, the driver standings, Lance Stroll in 11th, Ricciardo 12th, Oyburn 13th, Hulkenberg 14th, Gasly knocked on 15th and 16th as they continue to get points for Alpine, Albon 17th, Madsen 18th, and Zhou Guanyu, Bottas, and Jordan Sargent are still the only drivers yet to store points. So, we do move on then to the Red Bull win. We do move to the Austrian Grand Prix, which takes place this weekend. This is the home of Red Bull. This is the home of Red Bull car, so you expect Red Bull, another win for Red Bull here. Red Bull seem to win in the home Grand Prix, which is the home of Red Bull, the Austria Red Bull win, of course. Lots of chances over there. Turns 10 to 1 was the start finish straight. Then turns 1 to 3 and 3 to 4. There's a lot of overtaking opportunities around this circuit, which will suit Red Bull, especially on the straights as well, where Red Bull are the best on the straights. That DRS rear wing open, of course, as well. 3 DRS tests and zones, as you see there. Quite a short track, only 10 turns. Only 10 turns on the track, which means why we have 71 laps in this Grand Prix because of how short the track is. The first Grand Prix was in 1970. Circuit length 4.318 kilometers. Race distance 306.452 kilometers. And the lap record is set by Carlos Sainz 105.619. Carlos Sainz in 2020. In terms of the UK schedule, you can watch practice 1 at 11:30 to 12:30 in the morning on Friday. Then we've got sprint qualifying, so this is another Grand Prix. This is an S Grand Prix where we have a sprint format. Sprint qualifying 3:30 to 4:15 on Friday. Then we have the sprint race at 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock on Saturday. 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. for the actual qualifying, which will set off the grid for the actual race, which is on Sunday, the 30th of June, 2 p.m. Nights out. Which is good time for the UK people, isn't it? Which is basically a normal time, 2 p.m. nights out. But offering stunning views to Austrian landscape, the Red Bull win in Spielberg may be one of the most picturesque circuits in F1. But don't let the Dutch fool you, because Spielberg offers plenty of chances to drivers and team principals with a speedy start and an S-Hound battle to the finishing line. In terms of the successive setup, the successive car setup for the Red Bull win, high speed cornering is crucial. Focusing on top speed and DRS is also recommended, especially with the straights as well. And you need to set your car up well for a balanced circuit as well. In terms of tips and tricks, your approach to Spielberg will be significantly impacted to where you place in qualifying, as the on pit stop short lap and change whether to punish indecisive strategy. It takes you 30 seconds to stop at Spielberg, almost half the time to lap. So most teams will aim for a single pit stop across the whole circuit. A safety car will likely appear. So starting on hard tyres gets you wait for a yellow flag before pit stopping in the race final stage. Be wary of wearing down your tyres with aggressive driving. Making an additional pit stop at Spielberg is one of the biggest risks of the race. So we will now have a look in terms of last year's pit stops. Max Verstappen had a two-stopper, didn't he? He started on the medium, went onto the hards, and went onto the medium. Charles Leclerc. So yeah, a two-stopper is obviously it's what you need to go for. Either you can start on the hard tyre, as I said there, and wait for the yellow flag to go onto the mediums, or you can start on the mediums and go onto hard tyre. But I think a hard tyre might be a good strategy, to be fair, because you don't really want to go on the mediums and then you don't really want to start on the mediums and then a yellow flag comes out for safety car and then you go on to the red flag. You go on to the hard tyres, because it takes quite a few laps with the hard tyres to get up to temperature. So you really want to go onto the hard tyre where you start off with, but maybe that's just me. I would probably take that width and start on the hard tyre and rely on a safety car in the yellow flag to go onto the mediums. But yeah, let's see what happens. But the medium tyre is obviously well known for being the racing tyre, isn't it? And it won't take as long as the hard tyre to get up to temperature. But I would probably take the widths on the hard tyre. I would start on the hard tyre, to be honest with you. It may not get you a good start in the race, but you may only need the one stop if you start on hard tyre, because it all depends on how aggressive you are and if you wear the tyres down. So in terms of my predictions then, my qualifying prediction, don't for Max Verstappen to qualify on pole, Lando Norris to qualify second. Lando Norris does well. He does do well around the Red Bull win as well, as does Charles Leclerc. He does well around the Red Bull win as well. Done for Russell and Hamilton to qualify 4th and 5th, Sainz to qualify 6th, Gasly to qualify 7th, Perez to qualify 8th. I think these Tata RB should have a better weekend. I think Tsunoda qualifies 9th. I think Perdazzi destined to qualify in 3 in the Alpine. Done for Alonso, Albon, Ricciardo, Hülkenberg and Ocon to all get knocked out in qualifying 2. And done for Stroll, Magnussen, Bottas, Zhou Guanyu and Sargent to all get knocked out in qualifying 1. In terms of my race prediction, I've done for the same podium as the Spanish Grand Prix. I've done for Max Verstappen to qualify to win the race. Done for Lando Norris to finish second. Done for Lewis Hamilton to have a battle with Charles Leclerc for the final podium place. Done for Sainz to finish 5th, Perez 6th. Done for Gasly to finish 7th, Albon to finish 8th, Ricciardo 9th, and Tsunoda 10th. So I think there will be a couple of DNFs. I think there will be a DNF for Oscar Piastri, and I think there will be a DNF for George Russell, in my opinion, as I think Aston Martin may struggle again to get into the top 10, in my opinion. So that is my Spanish Formula 3 review, my Austrian Formula 3 preview. Feel free to leave your thoughts down below on the Spanish Formula 3 down below, and feel free to leave your predictions down below for the Austrian Formula 3 down below in the comments. Take care, stay safe, and see you later.